Hello everyone, Tammy here. Welcome back to my channel. And I think today is the last ephemera making video. I think once I'm done here, I'm going to start filling up my filling up the journal and see where we go. So I did do a little bit of pre-planning just because I feel more comfortable doing that. So let's get into it. So these are cute. The little triangles are handmade by Carol at Free Spirit Arts. I'm excited to be using them in my journal. Ugh. I have a feeling this is going to be all gunky. And I'm sure you will hear noise. The drywallers are here sanding. So today is probably the messiest day. It might be kind of messy when they're here cutting the tile, but it won't be as messy as today. So they're really great. They masked everything off with plastic, and yeah, so it's not hopefully terrible. It's really nice, the company that we're working with, the contractor, they're a local business, and they're a husband and wife business. He runs the construction side of things, and she is the designer. So in the beginning, we worked really closely with her, picking everything out and, listening to her expertise. And the rest of it's been working with her husband. So yeah, it's been great. So far, so good. Like I said, we've never hired anyone to do any work on any house that we've lived in until now. So it is very hard for my husband. He's extremely critical of other people's work, no matter how great they are. Excuse me. So that's kind of fun. But anyway, yeah, I think they're doing a fabulous job. Everyone, so that they've had different crews in, not the same crew comes. The people that did demo are not the same as the one that put in the windows and the sliding glass door, and they're not the same as the ones doing the drywall, and the electrician. They're all different, and so it's been quite the adventure. And it does cost a lot of money when you're not doing it yourself. That's why we've always done it ourselves. But we're just at that time in our lives now where that's just not appealing anymore. Especially here in this kitchen, there was just too much. And the only thing we've hired, I didn't finish my thought, but the only thing that we've ever hired out was countertops. So we have never, well, I take that back. The first house kitchen remodel we did, well, it was a tiny house. It was only 700 square feet. And it was the first house that my husband and I ever purchased. And it was a foreclosure that we bought in 1985. Yeah, we bought it in 1985. My husband was still in the military. We were still stationed in Hawaii, so we didn't want to come home and live in an apartment and then move again. And we had already had moving around, and so we decided to buy a house that we could come home to. And it was kind of agreed that my brother would live in it and just manage it and not have to pay rent. And so that was the plan. So we came home. We had an area where we were looking at where we really wanted to live. We went to a real estate office and said that this is what we wanted. And we didn't want a lot, but we wanted, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, living room, kitchen. That's it. We weren't asking for a lot. But we wanted it outside of the Seattle area in, kind of on the way to the pass. And we wanted to spend $50,000. Okay, so this was in 1985. And I should also mention, we were only 23, I think. Yeah, I think we were only 23. So maybe even 22, 23. Anyway, we looked extremely young, and we went into a John L. Scott real estate office. Cute. And they basically told them what we wanted. And the guy, he was such an ass. Excuse my language, but he was such an ass. We told him what we wanted, and he goes, "Oh, did you want an inside bathroom with that?" And we were just like, wow. And my husband had his VA, so we were not required to have to put a down payment on a house. And I just, they made a big mistake, not like being nice to us and helping us find something, because we've purchased 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses in our marriage of 40 plus years. And they could have made a lot of money off of us. But it's like that scene in Pretty Woman. Big mistake. Big mistake. So anyway, that's pretty. I think I'm gonna outline the edges. So anyway, I don't know if she was a younger, more inexperienced agent, or if it was like the office manager, but someone kind of chased us down, saw how crushed we were. Because you have to remember, this was in 1985. We didn't, long cell phones weren't a thing. Long distance phone calls were extremely expensive. And so we came home. My husband took leave from his military, we lived in Hawaii. We flew home to find a house. I think we gave ourselves a couple weeks. And so we were kind of defeated. So anyway, we're walking out to the parking lot, and a woman comes out. Like I said, I don't know if she was the office manager or what. And she said, "This is what I want you to do. I want you to call this number," because there was no websites back then, "and ask, or go down." It was downtown. I think we ended up going downtown because we couldn't wait for mail. I can't remember if it was the VA office or I can't remember the acronym of the place where she said we should go and look at foreclosed houses. And we were like, "What's that?" We had no idea. And so she kind of explained that these were houses that um, the bank has basically repossessed. And she said, and just beware, many of them are not in very good shape, but you will be able to get a house. And so we said, okay, great. So we went down to this office on our way home because we had to go through downtown Seattle to get home. And we got the list of houses. We looked at addresses, decided, where we wanted to looked at prices, and got a house for $39,000. And it was very close to where we grew up, which is not where we were looking because we knew we couldn't afford a house where we grew up. But this house was not in great shape. The guy that lived there had died, and like in the hospital, not in the house, but in the hospital. And his dog had got left in the house, and so the dog had completely dug up like the kitchen floor in front of the door, and peed in the house, so carpet, everything. So anyway, we got this house, and my brother did a little bit, made it livable for himself. And then we came home and we remodeled the house, flipped it. So we were there a couple years. Well, yeah, we came home in 1986. So we bought it in the fall of 85. We came home the summer of 86. And like almost 2 years later, we bought a house. We sold the house that we refinished for $15,000 more than we bought it for. We probably put maybe less than $10,000 in. We were very lucky because my husband's sister's boyfriend worked for well, at the time it was called Pay and Pack, but then it changed to Ernst, and then it changed to Lowe's. But anyway, yeah, so we got his friends or employee discount, and we just put in basic cabinets, basic countertops. We had to get new appliances, but we had saved money on the price of the house, and we saved money using the VA and just all that stuff. So anyway, we bought a house for $79,000. But that first kitchen, my point was in that we did all of that work ourselves. So my husband also worked at a lumber store. So the things we couldn't get at the lumber store where he was working, we got from his sister's boyfriend. So yeah, I mean, it all worked out really well for us. And like I said, we bought it for $15,000 more than sold it for $15,000 more than we bought it, in less than 2 years, which back then was pretty good. And then we bought this house for $79,000. And I didn't love the house. I never loved the house. We ended up being there for 19 years. Me living in a house I didn't like, but we fixed up a bunch of stuff in that house. And well, the funny thing was, like I said, we bought it for $79,000. We moved in, I think in around April or May of 1988. And then the housing market blew up. in a good, like prices just skyrocketed, and the house almost doubled in value in like 9 months. It was crazy. So we just got lucky kind of every step of the way as far as, investing in real estate. And, now we're in a house that it's also doubled in price but it's been 8 years. It's more than actually, yeah, doubled in price. Yeah, it's just crazy. Very crazy. But the house, the $79,000 house, we ended up, like I said, fixing that up. We did the kitchen and main upstairs bathroom, and yeah, and then we, like I said, we sold it. Well, we ended up selling it for, well, we kept it for a while. So we ended up keeping it for a couple of years and rented it, and got another house. That then we also fixed up the kitchen in that house. We actually took down some walls and opened it up, and it was a mid-century modern. I loved that house. I loved everything about that house, except the neighborhood wasn't great. It kind of kept going downhill the longer we lived there. But I love the house. I love mid-century modern. Like, I just love it. It was a very solid feeling house. It was brick. It was beautiful. And we had a little bit of we had a stunning view of Mount Rainier, and what they call a territorial view, and a little bit of a peekaboo water view. And then some developers bought the land right below us. There was a house and a vacant lot there, and they were planning to build 2 houses, which meant they were going up. They were 3-story houses, and so it was going to get rid of the little bit of the water view that we had. So we just decided to look for another house. I was kind of disappointed because I did love that house. But we ended up with many of you have seen the view we have here is just a stunning view of Puget Sound. And it's in a very, for the city that we're not in a great city, like this city that we're in has not a great reputation. They actually call it Felony Way. People think they're funny. But we live in a decent neighborhood, highly rated schools, and, the whole thing. And yeah. And so here we are. So we've redone, this is our 4th kitchen remodel, but the only one that we're not doing. And the sticker shock is a little bit shocking, to say the least. But it is what it is. And it's going to be beautiful. And it is nice having someone else do the work and the cleanup and just everything. So cute. So now you practically know my whole real estate life story. But the moral of the story is, and it's been terrible for our kids, if you can buy real estate early and get in at a time when prices are low, and although our first house, we had a pretty high interest rate. It was the 80s. So um, I want to say the interest rate was even higher than it is now. Um, but again, the housing prices were not that, not that high. So, yeah, pretty crazy. And then when they did fall, we refinanced. So then when we refinanced, we were able to have some extra money and equity. And that's what it's all about. And our kids have just not been able to, afford anything. It's terrible. I feel bad. My daughter's finally, her employer has finally realized that they were vastly underpaying their expediters, and so the past 2 years she's gotten substantial raises where she's finally going to be able to afford a place on her own, because she doesn't want a roommate and she does not have a significant other, so she has to do it on her own. And then our son has visions of building his own place, and he probably will at some point, just not quite yet. So yeah. Okay, so let's see, this is gonna go like this. And I still haven't decided if I want to actually make this an envelope. I think I'm gonna put paper in here and leave it so it folds down with the journal spot. But I'm excited because the next video you see with this journal will be putting stuff in it, decorating it. Yay! I think I have more than enough to fill the journal, so I'm excited about that. And after this project is done, I'm going to start scrapbooking. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so did I put art there or down here? Oh, I think I'll put it down here. Yeah, so that's my next project. And I think I'm gonna do Road to 500, because I'm over 300 subscribers now, and my goal was always to get back to 500. My old channel, I had around 560. I think there's probably more now. People keep getting confused and subscribing to that channel, and that's not an active channel. I actually need to go in and probably do like one of those messages, hey, this is not an active channel. I'm leaving these, videos here for archive purposes, but if you want to see new stuff, you need to go here. So I need to do that. So this was on a package that I got from Woodland Inspired on Etsy. It's some of her packaging, and I love it, so I'm going to make a tag out of it. So I have to try to do this fast because this glue dries super fast, and I'm just trying to get glue in a few spots on here, and then if something comes up, like, you know, a piece of this paper out here, this thin paper, then I'll glue it down as that comes along. Nice, 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 nice. This is probably going to end up being one of my favorite tags. I found this woman in one of my magazines. Oh, it's so cute. And then I have something else. I have a flower. Where'd that flower go? Where did it go? Oh, here it is. So that's going to go down here somewhere. Okay, so let's no fast forwarding on this video. I had a lot to say. I am going to the oncologist. It's my quarterly check on I'm filming this on Wednesday and I'm going on Friday. I think you guys are going to be seeing this on Friday. I got a little behind on shooting videos. I like to try to shoot a week ahead. But I got sick, so I could I just got a cold, and then I got a stomach bug. So I didn't work in my art room for a few days, but I still had videos, you know, that I had already filmed. So anyway, yeah, I have my quarterly. I haven't been to see the oncologist since November, I believe. So I had blood work done last week, and everything looks good. I had another one of those. It's called a ctDNA, which detects tumors. They can detect it in your blood, and that all came back negative. So that's very exciting. So when I'm there, I get to ask. We haven't really talked about prognosis. I know at one point he had said that if you make it 2 years without a recurrence, then chances are good that you will not get a recurrence. And this is for the type of cancer that I have. That's not saying I couldn't get a different type of cancer, but we're not thinking like that. So I'm going to pin him down on that. And I also want to know when I can stop taking the Verzenio, because it's the one that makes me fatigued and stomach messes with my digestion. So I'm going to find out. Initially, when I was first diagnosed, the person that I talked to first and foremost was the surgeon, because the type of cancer I had, they were doing a mastectomy no matter what, because the inflammatory breast cancer is actually it's in the tissue. So I also had a tumor, but it gets in the tissue of the breast, and so it has to be removed. That's the only way you can get rid of it. And so and she said that I would be on the hormone treatment for 5 years. So I'd be on the letrozole, which is the estrogen blocker, that I would be on that for 5 years, and that I would be on another hormone medication. She didn't name it then, And she basically called it a hormone booster to have the letrozole work better. But the more I read about this medicine, it's just it's one step down from chemotherapy. It's not as toxic to your body, but it's not great, obviously. And anyway, she said I would be on that. Well, she said 2 years, but my oncologist has said that both my first oncologist, well, actually I've had 3, so not my very first, but my second oncologist who I saw the most and all through my chemo treatment, she said 6 months to a year. The oncologist I'm seeing now also said 6 months to a year, but he also said unless your body can stand it longer. So I'm going to talk to him about that and see. I could probably go another year. I don't want to. There's lots of things that we're putting off because I just never know if I'm going to feel good or not. Now, the stomach bug that I just had was not related to the medication. I'm used to the medication now, so I know I know how that affects me. I think I'm just going to put a strip of this just only down here. I think. Because I like this. So I'm going to pin him down for that. How much longer he wants me to take that. And and I've never really had anyone say, aside from the fact that there is no cancer when they do any of their tests, no one's ever said, oh, hey, you're cancer free. So I kind of want to hear those words or find out when I can say that. I always see people ringing the bell, meaning that you're cancer free. No one's ever talked to me about ringing the bell. So yeah, there's just a few things that I've never talked about with the oncologist, only because I don't know. I guess maybe I was afraid to hear the response, but now I'm kind of over that. So I just want to know all of those things. So there we go. Okay. So I got all my ephemera done. This is all I plan to do. I know I had more kind of in the wings, but I don't think I need to do those. I can say that I will definitely be making another junk journal. This was so fun. And I have a lot of stuff left over. So I will be able to do that. And I'm just so excited to see how this is going to turn out. This has wet glue on it, so I'm going to move it. And let's see. So I got a lot made while I was talking. So I have this, which I just love. I think that is so cute. So cute. I really like this one too. This one I need to put some of that paper in. This is an actual, pocket. These corners. So this will have a tag in it on the page. And then these. There we go. So fun. All made from junk mail, books that I got at the thrift store and aren't using, magazines, junk mail, book pages, packaging. Yeah, so fun. Okay, that's it. I will see you in the next video where we will be putting items in the journal. So I will see you then. I hope you have a great rest of your day, a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Be good to yourself and be kind to each other. Bye.